Hello my friends, Natasha from Natasha'ScrapbooKorner. I decided to record a little bit of how I'm making the sock bunny. Not my idea. I am working off the Pinterest, and I will pop the link below to the tutorial that I'm following. But I know for some of us, visual video tutorial will work much better than the others, the reading, the pictures. So basically that's in between two of this, like the tutorial that I'm following and this video tutorial, you will be able to make your own sock bunny, no problem whatsoever. All right, so I picked up these two pair of socks at TJ Maxx. Excuse the raindrop, we got the storm moving in, so that's what I picked up. And unfortunately mine have that non-slippery surface on those, both of them. But the good thing is it says really nice word, kissables. So I tried this one yesterday and I like how it came out. The only thing I'm gonna try to do differently on this one, you see the head and the body are kind of about the same, and it almost looks like huge head bunny, which is okay, it's sock bunny, it's nothing major. But I'm gonna try to shrink his head a little bit, make it more reasonable. All right, so by the instructions we need to flip our socks inside out, and we're gonna need to cut it in several parts. If you have the fabric pencil, that would be great for you to draw. I don't, and I do not want really draw a lot on my sock, so you will need to check the pattern on the link of that photo tutorial that I'm following, because they actually outdrew the shape. So basically what they're asking from that line of the heel, 1.5 inches up, 1.5 inches bottom, and that's gonna be your head. So I'm gonna try to shrink it a little bit, but so I'm gonna have like inch and inch, okay, inch and inch, and we're gonna cut in here. We're gonna cut, we are gonna have so this part is gonna be your head, ears, and hands. So decide on the size of your hands. Inch would be good, so, and you will draw half ovals, so, and that's gonna be your hands. If you want them bigger, longer, you can do that. So basically the shape that we are doing for hands, and you see I already cut it crooked, so be sure to do so proper. My ear is gonna be missing. Sorry for the rain. Of course, when you want to do a tutorial, it's gonna rain. So what you are want your template look like for the hands, it's like this. So I will try to cut it, and I'm trying to save that part where, you know, where it's joined. I'm gonna try to save that part as much as possible so I would have less sewing going on. And I'm just gonna, and it's really doesn't make any, you know, difference really. You just want it somewhat, you know, somewhat. So kind of shape them up like a little domes per se, right? Does it make sense? I'm trying a new angle. I appreciate really kind comments. Sometimes people comment in really nasty, like for example, what are you doing out of frame, you know, and this and that. I'm not a professional studio, you know, I'm just a home craft channel, you know. I don't have a crew of people who are recording my videos. So while I'm doing the project, I'm not always thinking, you know, that I am in the frame. As a matter of the fact that I'm talking to you right now, I'm gonna zoom out. The thing was, I realized that my camera records in that size of window, for example, that size of window, right? When I'm putting the video to process in the video maker, it has the borders. So it shrinks the visual screen. So, you know, when I'm recording, I'm looking in my camera here right now, and I see like really large areas. So when I'm gonna be putting in the video, it's gonna be like this, you know, in a video maker. So I need to kind of, you know, make the habit of it, you know, to record proper. So anyway, so those are our hands. I got these. So now we're gonna make our head. All right, because I cannot draw with this pencil. It's not fabric pencil. I cannot draw quite nice in here. So I will draw in here, or you will follow the tutorial on the you know, on the blog. So let me draw it out like this. So that is our heel folded. Okay, can you see? Should I draw brighter? So that's our heel, this one. Okay. So they were asking to have like about yay size, 1.5 inches from here. I want to make it 1.5 inches up from the heel. But I wanted to make it inch to make it much smaller. So I'm going to be cutting it in here, like in here. And for the head and ears, you see you trimmed off already your arms of the sock. So that part is gone. Alright, so we're working with this part. So basically, so if it's gonna be on inch, so you kind of draw your ears, and that's what you're gonna do on your sock. And I'm doing on the paper and not on a sock, because this is not fabric pencil. Got it? So you're gonna have something like this, okay? So you're gonna cut your head, and in here, in that, because it's fold on that side, you're gonna cut half moon right there in that you know, curve from the ear, and that's gonna be your tail. Okay, that's why you want your ears to be curved. This piece is gonna be thrown away, or you can keep it for something else, patching or what's not. All right. So I will try to do like a little, you know, highlight for myself, because it's really hard to, you know, do it off top of your head. So be sure to have that in the middle. So I need like basic spots. Oh, and then another thing they recommend, which you can definitely see that those are people, professional seamstresses, not like someone in here. True, and always yours. So I would have my head, and in here, and my ears will go there, right? And in here I will cut like that much circle. You can actually cut that half moon circle, now that I'm looking at it. Now remember, that's gonna be your tail. All right, so now that I did that risque move, no return back, no looking back. All right, so I'm gonna fold that stuff in half, because I cannot do symmetrical stuff no matter what you do. So it's like, yeah, free landscaping here. Be sure to secure all your fabrics, because it's so fluffy, especially this type of sock. And the pinning it like this with the pins helps tremendously. So I'm cutting the same half moon on the other side. Alright, so keep all these pieces handy, because you never know what you're gonna need. So I have that. Now I can probably, while I have it folded, you see that little blue thing? So that's my head. So I'm gonna do like a little curve in, which you barely gonna see. And I'm gonna go very tight, because I want my ears to be somewhat big, and kind of curve it a little bit that way. Okay, so this pieces you're not gonna use, don't save it. So let's unpin and see if we achieved anything good here. Alright, you see I didn't cut through. So what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be cutting one more time. So I cut only top layer. And that's what you get with this thick fabric. You know, you see I still didn't cut it. So just lay it, you know, and just, it's sock toy. So just remember that. there is no professionalism involved. And yeah, my personal development, I am a little bit of perfectionist, and I want it to be done, you know, proper and good. And sometimes I'm not doing the project just because I'm scared to ruin it, basically. So don't worry, it's craft. It's a crafting. It's, you're not paying $1 billion, and people's lives are not dependent on you at this point. You know, you're just making craft. So basically, just don't worry. Okay, don't worry. So and now we're gonna cut. I said it would be 1.5 inches, but I wanted inch. I wanted the head being smaller than the body. All right, I'm cutting that. So basically that's gonna be our head. This is gonna be our body, and our bunny feet. Okay, so far we have arms, bunny head, double tail. If you want your bunny be some sort of guinea pig, you can put 2 tails. Anyway, so here, I want my feet being a little bigger, you know, so I'm gonna cut slightly above this thing here. And so that is our body, 2 arms, bushy tail, head, body. I want it to be in the frame. And so that pocket right here, we are gonna cut in half. It's better to fold because I'm asymmetric. Is there such a word, asymmetric? And we are gonna need to kind of draw a circle. So yeah, I cannot do the circle, so I'm using, you know, whatever I have on hand to represent a circle, and I am doing that. You have like a spoon, you know, of threads. You have washi tapes, you know, buttons, large circle containers. So whatever you have to help you out, use it. You don't need the special tools. So we're gonna do 2 circles. And the rain stopped, luckily. If you hear that, no noise. Although there is noise from my laptop here coming. Hopefully. So those are feet. Okay, so now, so feet, arm, tail, body, and head. It's already looking like a bunny, right? So now you can use a sewing machine or a thread, needle and thread. Needle and thread gonna be a little bit more time consuming, of course, but hey, who counting, right? So that's where I need my glasses. All right, I'm gonna, on the darker background I can see, so that's why I'm lifting on. So I'm using double thread, regular all-purpose thread that you have, and make a knot. Alright, so we can push all this aside. We're gonna start with the head. So you see the shape of your ears, and it's hard to tell, but you see I nipped out a little bit more, so it's gonna be challenging. So yeah, basically you are gonna sew, you know, your head is still connected, you didn't cut that part, right? So, and here's the openings. So lay it out, you know, if you want to pin it, that would be helpful. Okay, you can pin it if you want to, if it's helpful. So you can sew it on sewing machine, which is gonna be much faster. So sew around, and I'm doing just regular, I don't know how you call that stitch. So it's on the edge, like the edge. So I'm looping inside, and so I'm gonna get that, you know, gathered edge per se. It would be better if it would be different color, but we cannot. Although you can, if you want your bunny to be like more funky. Hey, no judging here. So I will do that, and oops, you see I didn't grab it deep enough. And with this fluffy fabric, that's challenging to see, you know, if I did finish, you know, did grab all the surface. But when you are gonna finish stitching around, before you're gonna start stuffing your head, you're gonna need to check all the seams if everything is correct. So let me go around. So I am sewing all around the ears, both ears, all the way around, okay, because they are still open. See you in a bit. All right, so I sewed all the way around, and you can see the shape of ears. It's a little bit odd. So now we are gonna need to flip them inside out and check all our seams. You see in here it gets very narrow, so when you're cutting out, try to make as narrower opening so you will have more fabric for your ears. So this is more dicey one, it's like really narrow. So what I found out working for me, I'm starting to flip ear from the larger you know, spot, and then I use the back side of pencil to kind of push it through, and I am getting ready on the other side to catch the fabric with my fingers in there. You see, grab on that pencil, grab on that little tiny piece of fabric, and kind of pull it through. Just be patient, and you know, it will come out. So there. So let's do it again. So I am gonna push with my finger one ear inside as far as my finger can go. All right, then I'm gonna insert my pencil or pen back side, and I'm gonna catch the fabric on the other side and just pull it through. All right, so that way we got our bunny head the right side out. So that's how he's gonna be looking. So that's kind of cute. Skinny ears. So depending on how soft or how stiff you want your bunny, your feeling will do that. So if you want it to be like what am I trying to say? Hold on, let me show you. If you want bunny to be you know, flexible, you know, and lay down in weird positions and what's not, you need to stuff only the parts, you know, and you don't need to put anything in the body. The same with the ears. So if you want it to be like crazy like that, then do that. So I am using whatever I have on hand. Stuffing, okay. Yeah, does it say what is it? You know what is the stuffing for the toys. So in this particular bunny, I have a floral wire inside. I mean, you can, if you want to flex your, you know, bunny ears, you know, you want them to hold, that you're gonna need to put the wire inside, or you can put the this fuzzy thing inside, just like that. And but remember, then this toy will be dangerous for your kids and animals to play with, because it has metal inside. So if you want your toy be friendly, you know, like animal friendly and children friendly, which I assume that's what you are making it for, then I would rather you not put anything inside your bunny. Okay, nothing loose, nothing metal, so it is absolutely up to you. So the first we're gonna take small sections, and we're gonna try to poke that stuff through, you know, stuff your ear, and try to, you know, redistribute it's right away. So let's try this ear. And usually these poking tools, they are coming inside that big bag of that filling, so you just need to look for that. And I'm keeping mine in there till the bag is gone. So it basically has like a little narrower end. It's just longer than the pencil, which helps with this type of projects, your Tilda dolls or whatever dolls you are, you know, making. So, and sometimes it just doesn't want to grab your fabric of stuffing. Okay, so I think I'm gonna leave this bunny without wires, so wireless, not that wireless, the other wireless. How many new words the language got into lately, right? So continue to stuff your ears. To the point Where in here, in the narrow part, you don't want a lot. Okay? You wanted some, you know, or you don't want any, depending on what you're trying to do. So if you want your bunny ears just, you know, dangling just like this, if it's gonna be like little poor little baby bunny, which I might do with this one. So let's, well, I'm gonna still put just a little bit, just, you know, to have the body. Yes, a little bit. Alright, so that's good. We got that. So, alright, now we are gonna be stuffing the head and the nose. And that is very important part. So be sure to fluff your thing and like make like a ball or something and put it in there and redistribute in a shape of, you know, the bunny head. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. I probably want a little bit on the nose, in the nose, so his nose would be more fluffy. Okay. Cute. You see the differences in the faces? The sizes and faces. So yeah. All right, so now we have our thread, and don't put, you know, all the way to the edge of the stuffing yet. Leave yourself some you know, fabric to work with, and run just regular run and stitch all around, just like that, leaving that end of the thread hanging, because you want to pull both ends. It's gonna make your job much easier. So be sure you have that sticking out. So that's that. Just quickly, I don't know how we're doing on time. I'm gonna probably cut some of the talking points. Speed up. And because this socks is so flexible, you know, like stretchy and everything, they are comfortable to work with. So be sure your threads are on inside or outside, you know, on one side of the sock, because it's going to be easier to pull. And grab both of them and pull. Okay? Pull. If you are happy with the head, you know, shape and everything, you can keep pulling and close it, but if you want to stuff it up a little bit more, there is the time to do so. right? And pull it tight. Pull, 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 pull. Be careful not to tear your thread, otherwise you're gonna need to start all over again. So before second knot, pull one more again, and there. Alright, now you can cut those. You can stitch around, you know, in here, just to be sure, one more time, like run and stitch a little bit on top. But look how cute he is. Alright, so for this bunny I used buttons for the eyes, and I did awful job on run and stitch because I don't know what I'm doing, and I was using the blue cloth. Or you can, you see what happened? It just opened up on me. There you go. I should have run and stitch. We'll do it again. So let me redo that, resecure that, and I'm gonna come back with the face deal again. So yeah, be sure to sew it, you see, so it wouldn't open up on you like this. Alright, so now I am choosing the eyes, and you can use googly eyes, you can use buttons, so you can do like different colors, you know, different sizes, depending, you know, it's a funky bunny anyway, so it doesn't need to be perfect. I don't have the same size buttons, so I'm gonna do one eye bigger, another smaller. What I think looks better, if you're choosing the button, choose the same amount of holes, like this 4, or use 2, you know, depending on what you are thinking. But really, it doesn't matter, really. So you can make a green eye bunny. You can make you know, blue eye bunny. You can make anything. It's your bunny. So sorry for the noise. That's my pups came in, and yeah. So I'm gonna be doing like this. Yeah, I'm gonna sew them. So the nose is gonna be in here. So positioning your eyes, you know, farther, closer, deeper in, that's what brings your face shape. You see, this one is kind of squashed in because I pulled the thread farther, deeper, and it kind of, you know, shaped the face. So play with it. So I have the thread long enough, you know, you don't want to have your thread end. So I decide I want it to be like about there, probably right on the edge. So I'm stitching through. The first one I'm not sewing the little button yet, but on this end I stitched through the hole, and I'm starting stitching on through on the other side, and now I'm placing my button, that small button, on the other end. If I can do that, it would be marvelous, right? So this one is sitting right, so I can still play with the other button because it's just you know, on one piece of thread, and I probably want the eyes a little bit together, kind of like cross, you know, that he has that cross eye type of thing going on. And I'm stitching through with my needle. You might want to get a longer needle just in case. So I'm stitching through both eyes, and here's this critical moment. So you want to leave your eyes like this. Look what I get if I'm squeezing them in, you know. On this particular bunny, because I placed them that close, I think I want them a little bit looser, you know. I want them to be like this. So I'm not gonna pull, but you see, if I will pull, you know, I will pull them in. I'll pull them in. That will, you know, bring your nose up and all this stuff. So play with the face. I like the face flat because it's kind of like already pointy enough for me shape. So I'm just going to be sewing these buttons, and I'm stitching them through and trying to get in the correct hole of the opposite button, which is challenging. Got a little fuzz in there, and I want my sometimes, you know, it's looping, your thread is looping when you're sewing, so try to, you know, straighten your thread a little bit. Okay, so usually a couple stitches, you know, do the magic. And I'm going into the opposite cross hole. You know, I want to go across, so I'm going here, and I'm going here, and of course I'm picking up all the dust that I shouldn't. Will you excuse me if I will put him facing me, because it's hard to sew the buttons when you're working upside down. And again, you see one, you probably cannot see, but one thread is a little bit looser. So I want to be sure I don't have like loops in the middle of his eyes. And that's that. And again, I don't know why sometimes thread pulls like that apart, double thread. So one more, just to be sure that we are all secure in here. And the bigger button is more comfortable for me to finish my closing. I'm gonna need to pull through, and I'm gonna do the halfway needle stitch and loop 3 times around the needle, push it through, and that's how I'm finishing my stitching. I don't know how you guys, it's not sewing tutorial really on techniques. It's you need to have at least some sort of basic sewing skills to do it. So here he is. Well, now the challenging part is nose, because I have no idea how to cross stitch, or stitch and everything. So I did okay job. So what they recommend, I mean, you can draw with a fabric marker as well, or you can use the pearl, or you can use the felt. So I'm gonna kind of draw his triangle for the nose. Okay. So, and I will draw his mouth. So that's that. And you are gonna stitch to the best of your abilities along those lines. Okay, I think that looks very good. Symmetrical part is quite challenging for me, but I think it's pretty good. Okay, so with the I'm using the how do they call it? Gosh, how do they call it? Let me pick, because they have that in tutorial. Hold on. The fabric, the bunny, the face stitch, satin stitch. They call it satin stitch. Embroidery cloth. Duh, embroidery cloth. So for that one, I'm using the needle with their larger ear, and I'm using this tool. So what you do, you put your end through. I know, right? You put it through the needle, if I only can see. And you put your float in there on the opposite side. Alright, so you have something like this. Okay, and then you are pulling through. You can release your floss from that tool, and get quite a bit of this thread on, because not too much, because it's gonna tangle on you, but like pretty good length. Ouch. So there, tie a knot. And you're gonna need to cut it, because you don't want that tail. Okay, and that tail. And to the best of your abilities, guys, I'm not gonna even record it because I really don't know how to do it. Really don't. So what I kind of come up with, so I'm gonna go that way. So you wanted to layer, you know, layer nicely, and be sure to pull it, you know, correctly. Okay, so the secret in here, I think, to stay within lines and don't pull on the thread. You see, like this. That's why the marking is really marginal in here. But you want it snug to the fabric, you know, as well. So I don't like the first layer, so I'm gonna pull on it a little bit, and I'm gonna pull on second layer, and that's how I'm doing it. Okay, so be sure to be stretching your fabric out, because this is very stretchy, you know, sock fabric, and you want it to be, and each, because it's triangle, your noses should be like this, so each next stitch should be narrower than the previous one. Okay, especially watch when you're coming out on the opposite end. So, and be careful when you're pulling. Okay, so here's the mistake right in there. You see, I put the needle way far from the upper level, so I'm gonna need to go back and fill that in right there. So I'm gonna need to fill that in. Right there. Right? Alright, so you got the idea how to do it. I'm sure there's a lot of tutorial how to, you know, stitch. So if you don't know, Google and YouTube is your friend, not me. Okay, I'll stitch it and I'll be back. Alright, so here I'm ready to record and the rain starts again. So, here he is. He looks more like Puppy to me than the bunny. I had a couple scraps of the floss left, and what I thought, I'm gonna do the tell me, I'm gonna tell you, the whiskers, right? That would be cool. So it would be fun. So the whiskers will go from here to like there. Yeah? Sounds about right? So be sure hold on one end and just pull another one. There. Is it fun or not fun? Ooh, it's pouring. Okay, so I just wanted to stop by and say I'm doing the whiskers. Alright, so I got his whiskers. I don't know, we'll see. I'm not sure. So now we are starting on the arms. So we're gonna take our halves and we're gonna, you know, stitch around, and we're gonna turn it inside out to be sure that we stitch it all good, no holes. We're gonna take our stuffing. In this I would recommend just a tiny bit, unless you want them like tight and fluffy. I want them just to be barely, just kind of like almost ploppy, flat, just a little bit. And what I found when I was sewing this bunny, having the arm already stitched, on the edge, so like this one is open, because we're going to be stitching the head to the body, and when you have arms, so it's 4 layers of fabric that is looking like this. It's really hard to understand which one is, what. So by having at least, proper seam on one element out of 3, I think that would be very helpful. But it's my personal thing. In the tutorial that I'm following, they don't do that. So it's just the thing that I found while I was doing the first bunny that was, would be easier for me. So that's why I am sharing. So I'm gonna be closing this arm in here, while in between the raindrops. I started on assembling legs, and I will be showing you, the legs. So I shouldn't jump, with the words up front. So yeah, the weather is not quite there today, but it should be just one day, although we are getting ready to start our rainy season. So usually afternoon is rainy time in Florida. Usually like summertime, each afternoon we have downpours. The humidity is like crazy. And you see I rushed in here and it gave me the loop, which I don't want, so I'm gonna try to grab it this way, stitch it in. So oh well. So yeah, so now we have our arms. Because I do not have enough thread to work on attaching body, so let's see. Yeah, I wouldn't have enough thread in here, so I want to finish that thread, and that's the only reason why I would jump to the making legs. Otherwise we would have been attaching the body. So find where is your inside, do the running stitch, around the edge like we were doing it for the head. Okay. If you want to have your toy being, what's the word? It's not organometric. So if you're making a toy for the kid, growing kid, the baby, because we have a lot of receptors on our fingertips and on the bottom of our feet for developing the brain and speech in the babies, in the little children. there was a proven studies that the toys that have micro beading, you know, like in this one, when they grab it, it's kind of massaging on the fingertips in here, and that's helps to develop speaking skills, you know, so the child will talk faster, sooner rather than faster. So if you are making something like that, so you can add your micro beads in the arms and in the legs. So when the child picks up the toy, it has that beading and it will massage the fingertips. But it is healthy for your brain as well. We're not getting enough of massage in our life, so that would be something, you know, like if you are making a healthy toy. I'm pulling. Be sure I put the inside right way out or in. So I'm putting a little bit of stuffing. I'm gonna pull on both strings, and you want to be sure you put enough so your parts will be equal. So be sure to keep them handy. So this one needs a little bit more stuffing to my eye. Although don't judge by me. I'm asymmetric, or off center, or cannot draw a straight line. I mean, you name it, I'm not there. And on this one, you see I tighten it up, but not all the way. I mean, you can do all the way, but I want my legs being a little bit larger, and I think by not tightening it all the way, I achieved that, because I'm gonna be stitching them on the body anyway, so that shouldn't be a problem. So and again, be sure you tighten your threads nicely to avoid what happened with the head of my bunny. So do the multiple stitches, knots, I'm sorry, and not to trim your thread too close, just to avoid that. So our legs are done, our arms are done, our head is done, and here's our body in here. And the only thing we got left is the tail, the bushy tail, that we are gonna do probably at last minute. So while I was keeping you here talking, which I'm sure you do not appreciate, I wanted to come back to I found out a better way to stitch the head and the body together than it was in the original tutorial that I followed. So they asking you to make the marks, measure, all this jazz, and I hate that. So let me push this parts away, and we're gonna take the head and the body. So what we are gonna do, so be sure if you have marks like I do, you see right there, be sure that you lined up everything correctly. So I am doing outside to outside. So I'm not turning this inside out. You with me? So my face is still inside, and I'm wearing kind of like a hoodie, you know, like a scarf on my bunny's head, trying to find that stitch on the head that I had. All right, for me, I need to be sure that I lined up my head really good, okay, with the center, so I can, you know, be sure my word should go like in the center of the bunny's eyes, the kisses. Okay, so now this bunny, you see, his head is like, you know, pretty much stitched on, you know, proper whatever. If you want the neck narrower, this is the moment for you to do so. So if you want the neck narrower, you can gather your body part and stitch it, you know, with the head, and that way you're gonna have that, you know, narrower neck of the bunny, which I probably will try to do. Or you can stitch it, you know, like closer to the neck. So that's basically what I'm trying to do. So, but this is the part where you need to stick your arms. So be sure to face them the right way out. So because it's inside out, I'm gonna need to stick them, and be sure to understand where you're sticking them, you know, because you want them to be on the side of your bunny, right? And I lining up the bunny, the paw part, the hand part, with the edge of the body, that how would you call it, loop, I don't know even how you call it, and the opposite side. So now straighten yourself out and see how your arms are, you know, sitting. Are they good? I want my arms a little bit, so this is the center. This is the center. I want my arms be like there. So line up your arms, okay? Use the needles if you need, you know, to so here's my center of the bunny, and I want the neck to come up here. So that's the trickiest part, in my opinion, because you barely can see the layers, you know, the edges, because it's all fluffy and it blends. So that's kind of like really critical moment, I would say. And I want to pin it in here, and I want that part to come deeper in here. Okay. So we're kind of there. So now we can start stitching all layers together. So we're attaching the body to the head, and you can do whatever stitch you like, but that should be very secure stitch. So of course double thread. You know, maybe you want to go around like 2 times. So I'll be back with the sewed on. So be careful with the needles pointing out. I will go around the edge, and we'll pick up from there. Alright, so I stitched all around. So now we are gonna flip him over, and now is the time to check if you stitched like arm in. So I need to pick up in here. This arm is, this end is all the way out. I need to pick it up. This arm seems to be pretty good. So find those spots that you missed, and be sure, you know. Why is my belly is always off? You see, like this one is off center a little bit, and this one is off center a little bit. All right. So he's so cute. All right, so I'm gonna be stitching, you know, grabbing the arms. You see, like in here, I didn't grab it. That's what I was saying to you. I mean, it's barely, you barely can see it. So I'm gonna grab those, and then we're gonna start stuffing the belly. It should be full happy belly for sure, but we'll get back to it. Alright, here's our bunny coming along, coming along. La 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 la. Dee 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 dee. Okay, start stuffing. Again, micro beads if you want it to be squishy. If you want it to be hollow, don't fill it up all the way. So this is important where you get in the shape. If you know you're sending it to adult and like it's gonna be used just a display, you can use some sachet stuffing, like you can put some oil, whatever. I'm using the used dry sheets, so just stuff in the middle of your layers of the body building process. Yeah, so, and we're gonna stuff that, we're gonna shape that body. So you want to tuck more, and you know, I don't understand why my sock is always, the head is not there. And by the way, you could have you know, put your arms somewhere else. You know, you could have put them a little lower. It's up to you, really. So I want that bunny to be fluffy, fat. Who doesn't like fat bunnies? Because they're so fluffy. They're so fluffy, I'm gonna die. that was said about unicorn. Alright. But we want him to be fluffy and big butt and big love handles. Why don't we love that on bunnies and we do not like that on us? Huh? So I'm feeding him with the grass. Nah, I'm trying to keep him healthy. Yes, we're eating a lot of veggies and you know, watching the sodium and all this good stuff. Alright, so here he is, his head of course off, and I'm gonna gather. This is very important part because unless you're gonna cover it with patch, it's not covered by anything, so you want it to be as nice as possible. Okay, yeah, so look how different they are, but their brother sucks. How cute. All right, so I'm not gonna, you know, hold you with this. You know how to do it, right? We are doing running stitch, we're pulling it all together, and that's it. All right, so we stitched our butthole. Yeah, so what I did in here, you see how nice this and how nice this one is not. So I just put my finger inside and kind of, you know, put that fabric edge inside to the best of their abilities, you know, to the best possible way. You know? Here. Yeah? Much nicer, right? Look, he got really cute butt. Perfect for spanking. Bum, bum, bum. He's so cute. He's so cute. Alright. So I might want to you know, buy like a tie a bow or something, or put the choker on him to kind of separate, you know, make his neck longer, because you see, if I'm squeezing him in, his face trims a little bit tighter and he looks a little bit taller, and it's not like one big blob. You see, makes a difference. So you can decorate, you can dress them up, you know, whatever you want. All right, so now we have 3 parts to attach. We are gonna attach in the legs, and he's gonna be sitting here. Oh, we need to stitch the 3 stitches, you know, like across to separate the paws. You know, it's just 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3. And after we are gonna get that done, we are gonna, so I want him to be seated. So for me, the I'm trying to kind of put that sign in the middle of his belly, you know. Kissables, he's kissables. And so I want him like this, and so I want the paws being lined up like that. Okay, so we're gonna do that, and then with this fabric in here, which we are gonna trim to about circle for the tail. Remember, we got the tail to do. We are going to be doing absolutely the same for the tail. We're going to put the running stitch across. We're going to put a tiny bit ball of the filling, and we're going to attach that on his back somewhere where you like it. So I'll do that and I'll be back. So here they are. I attached the legs. I just stitched them all around, and here I did the paws. Okay, and here is our bunny tail. And if you recall, this bunny was one bubble off and had bigger eye. So after heated discussion and voting in our family, they voted on a smaller eyes, so I had to change them. And I think we are gonna be keeping this kissable in our family. We need another bunny, so kissable. So yeah, that's it. I guess. And my honey suggested to wax his whiskers, so he has a little wax that he's gonna give me, and he said I can use the candle wax as well. So I'm gonna, you know, whisk his whiskers, wax his whiskers a little bit. So I hope you like the process video and tutorial. Thank you so much for staying with me, and